Hi everyone, Hannah here. So in this video I'm going to show you what you'll receive in your mixed media junk journal. This is an every other month box. So this is for July and August. And most of you have received this book. We've run out of this book, so now we're doing another book. And this particular book, it doesn't have the cover on it. This was one that I, whenever I was first putting them all together, and I took the book cover off, but I really liked the book cover that was on it. So I sent those out to y'all, and I would like to do something with the book cover. It's pretty sturdy, and I thought we could incorporate that in our junk journal. But I had taken mine off before I thought about it, and then I was like, oh no, so I'm going to find a book cover. I'm sure I've got one somewhere around here. and I'll be, we'll be going through the tutorials, and I'll show y'all what you can do with it. So you'll get a book with a book cover. In our collection reveal video, I showed y'all about, this that we had made. And so this is something really fun to incorporate in your journal. We are doing geometric shapes. So you'll receive a geometric stencil, a couple of doilies, and then also this beautiful fabric here. So this is going out in all the junk journal boxes, as well as the this particular box until they run out, and I just absolutely love it. And then you also get a palette knife, a brush pen. It's a dual tip brush pen, Mod Podge, Shimmer Mist. We've got some lace. We've got, and the lace is varying. So you might get white lace, ivory, brown. We've also got this leafy a trim here, which is really cool. So we'll be using that. And then also, these are being put in the mini mixed media boxes. But I also wanted to put them in here just in case we wanted to incorporate. I like the texture of it, and we might use these on the cover or as like some kind of a charm, hanging outside of our book here. So I've included that. You'll also get the journaling cards. These got a little glitter on them. Glitter can get all over the place for sure. From the scrapbook kits. And so you'll get one of each of the journaling cards. So there's 15 of them. And I go through all the details of the journaling cards and the cardstock die cuts in the collection reveal video. So you'll get 15 of these. You'll also get 5 die cut pieces, and they'll just be a random mix in your box. Also, we're introducing some new products this month. So we've got our Bird Sanctuary vellum pieces. So you'll receive 3 of these pieces in your box. We've also got some tickets that we're including. These are just so much fun to use. And we've got a couple of coin envelopes that you'll receive. And then you'll get a mix of some flowers as well. Some small ones, some big ones. I like to use these, in with layering things. And so I thought these would be fun to use. And then, of course, you'll get some washi tape. This month we are doing Blue Lagoon wax paste. Really pretty color. We're kind of, I guess, more in a blue colored theme scheme for this month. So Blue Lagoon. And then also, we're introducing a new paint. I mean, it's not like new. Finnabair has, they have liquid acrylic paints. And so it's new as far as being included in these subscription boxes. So in the mixed media, you'll get the burnt sienna and the ultramarine. But since we already kind of had some blue stuff going on in this box, I didn't want to just blue it to death. So I thought the burnt sienna would, just look really cool. These paints are highly pigmented, so really you could just use it as like a watercolor. Just take a little bit, put it in a little dish or bottle cap or something, mix it with some water, and then you can just paint it right on your pages or wherever. And you'll also get a paintbrush, in the kit as well. I guess I didn't bring it over here, but but this will be really fun to use. I'm super excited about this particular product. So that's going to be really fun. And now we'll go ahead and get started on our first part of the tutorials, where we're going to thin out our books. Some of y'all may already know how to do that. But for those of you that are new or would like to stay and watch, we're going to go ahead and dive on into that next. So the first thing I do when I open the book, I count 5 pages. Turn those aside, and then I count 5 more pages, and those 5 more pages is what I'm going to cut out of the book. So basically every other 5 pages is what you're cutting out of the book. Now when you get to the ends of the book, sometimes that can be a little bit different. Sometimes if I just have 3 pages, if I'm only going to have a few pages left at the end, I won't thin out the book. And then if I have maybe 5 or 6 pages, I'll go ahead and do it. So it's kind of your preference on that. Usually by the time you get to the end of the book, it's already thinned out quite a bit, because basically the point of cutting out these 5 pages each time is so that when we go to embellish our pages and add tuck spots and pockets and ephemera, that's going to make our book thick to the point that our book is not going to be able to close at all. I tend to keep my altered books pretty thin. I don't really bulk them up, but there are other options that you could do if you tend to like yours more on the chunky side. There are other things, other ways that we can do that. And I think for next month, when we or not next month, on the September and October Mixed Media Junk Journal, we're going to explore some other options where we will just gut the book and we will take our pages and and we can actually just I don't know if we'll sew it in. I'm trying to figure out what might be the easiest way to do it. Just another option to take it to the next level, but not to make it super advanced. So I'm working on some options for that for us to do. Some different things that I like to do. If I'm gutting my book out, I like to put the signatures in with elastic cord. That way you can just, take out and put in as you need to. Sometimes sewing it in, it's like, it seems permanent. Like, okay, once I sew it in, there's no going back. So it's definitely, a good alternative. So I'm just kind of working to see how I want to do that. And we'll get started on a different way for the September and October box. So now that I have thinned out my book, I'm going back because in between where we cut the pages, you'll see some of the book pages. And this is basically just to cover up those, those ends where we cut it. Also, sometimes when you're cutting with your utility knife, sometimes you might nick that next page and it will make it vulnerable or easier to just tear out. So by gluing the pages together, it helps prevent that from happening. We do want to have a nice sturdy book that will last for a long time. So this is a good way to make that happen. And once I glue it down, I like to press it down real good with my hands, sometimes even close the book and press down. I feel like taking the time to do that, it prevents the page from becoming all, like kind of bubbly, or it gets air and then it gets kind of wrinkly, and I don't really like that. So, I want everything to look nice. And sometimes I do it different ways. Sometimes I'll just glue the whole page down, but either leave an opening at the top or the side to make a pocket. Sometimes I do little fold overs and we'll glue it down that way. So, which there's all different ways to do it. And the main thing is you just want to cover up where you cut at, which on some of these, I was going back and looking and I was like, I didn't really cover that up good. So as I'm going through it, embellishing the pages, if I see where something's not right, I'll go back and fix it. We'll just kind of see, how it's going to be. Maybe with gluing it down and not necessarily covering it up, maybe that will work. So, you just kind of play with it and see what works for you. The main thing, you just want your pages to be sturdy so that they're not falling out of your book. The time that you take, to alter your book, you want it to last. You don't want it to fall apart in a few days. So I hope that you have enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions at all, feel free to let me know. And we'll be on here soon with tutorial part 2, where we will be starting some of our page spreads. So stay tuned for that soon.